In this video, I'm going to answer a question that came into the MyListing Club community, and this is around using the WooCommerce memberships plugin to hide certain content on a MyListing website. So we're going to be using WooCommerce and the official, we'll call it the official WooCommerce memberships plugin, as well as WooCommerce subscriptions to make this happen. Now, you don't need the subscriptions plugin if you don't sell subscriptions. So I'm just going to show you how you could set up a subscription that also creates a membership. So those are the three plugins we're going to be working with. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. We're gonna tackle 4 questions, so the 4 requirements that came in that this MyListing website owner is looking to accomplish. We're gonna go through all 4 and have a solution for all 4 of those. Okay, so first up is she wanted to hide a section or sections of pages that contain instructions on how to redeem offers while keeping the page visible to the public. Okay, so let's go over to pages. Let's go create a page. I'm just going to call this redeem. And we're going to publish that and just go ahead and edit this with Elementor. Now, some of you may or may not know that the WooCommerce memberships plugin works hand in hand with Elementor. So I'm going to show you that here. We're going to add a heading to a page. We'll just dynamically assign the page title here. Okay, so that's the redeem. And then we're just going to add a bit of text. So this would be hypothetically where the redemption instructions are. So I'm going to say, we want to show this text to the public. Okay. Now you can do all of this within the same text widget here, or if you have like another section, for example. So maybe we come down here and we do the page name is redeemed, but down here we have redemption instructions, something like that. And then maybe we have another text box. Okay, so let's pretend like this is what we want to hide right here, just this text box under here. Okay, so you can, with that Elementor widget selected, go to the Advanced tab, scroll down to the Memberships Visibility, and right now it's set to everyone can see this. Okay, so it's public right now. So what you can do is say, show this widget to members, all members, or you can say to specific members. So right now we don't have any membership plans, so we need to go create that. Let's go ahead and go back to our dashboard here. I'm going to duplicate this. Get us back to our dashboard. Here we go. Okay, within here, we're going to go to WooCommerce. Sorry, a little click heavy here. We're going to go to WooCommerce, and then we're going to go to Memberships. So right here, we're going to add a new user. Sorry, we're going to go to Membership Plans. We're going to add a new membership plan. And just for the sake of this video, we're going to call it memberships or membership. All right. Moving over here, we're going to say grant access to this membership upon a product purchase. Okay, so now we need a product that they need to purchase that grants that membership. So we're going to go over to WooCommerce, products. You can create any type of product to grant this membership, but we're going to create a subscription. Add new product. Call this membership subscription. And we're going to set the product type to simple subscription. Make it virtual. We're going to set the price at $0 just for the purposes of this video. And that's all there is to it. We're going to publish it. Obviously, in a real world scenario, you're going to want to configure this a bit more, but maybe put a category on it, your tags, different pricing, maybe even a free trial, things of that nature. But that's perfect for what we're doing here in this video. Okay, so we have our product created. We need to go back to our membership, and we're going to say when that membership subscription is purchased, okay, right here, when it's purchased, we're going to assign this membership plan to that customer, and the subscription length is going to be based on the subscription length. So as long as that subscription remains active, their membership remains active. Okay, moving on down to the restrict content section. If you want, you can add a rule to hide all posts. You can enter specific posts in this box right here. You can do pages and assign specific pages if you want. You can do listings or select specific listings. You can even have multiple rules that do different things. And then you can see here, you can get really granular with taxonomies. All right, we're not going to do any of that yet. We'll see what else she asks for and see if we need to touch those. And then you can also restrict particular products. You can assign purchasing discount. So if they get this membership, maybe you give them a discount to another product that you have. All right, so that's all we need right now to answer her first question. So I'm just going to publish this. Okay, and so moving on over here, we need to come in here and again select this widget, advanced tab, membership visibility. We're going to say only show this widget to not all members. Well, you can. If this is the only membership plan you have, you can set it to all members and you're done. But let's hypothetically say you wanted to hide it specifically just to the membership we just created. Okay, so we're going to come in here. We're going to type in, probably need to reload this page. So let's just reload this page. Select that widget, advanced tab, membership visibility, show this widget to membership right there. So that specific membership gets access to this. All right, so we're going to publish that. Looking at the front end of our site, let's go to that page. So we called it redeem. Let's go look at this on the front end. I am logged in as the administrator, so obviously I have permissions to see it, and here we go. All right, so I want to show this to the public, but let's go back to that page. Let's say, sorry, I should have said we want to hide this. Sorry, that's my bad. We want to hide this text from the public. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so now when we look at this, when we're not logged into the site, so when we're not logged into the site, let's go to that redeem page. You see the instructions are hidden. That's because we are not a member. Now, if we go over here, and let's say we go purchase that product, let's find that. Here we go. This is our membership subscription product. Let's purchase this. I think I have a user account here. Let's see if I can remember what it is. Oh, I can't remember. Let's see. Let's go over here. Let's go to users. Tests. Yes. All right. I need to be able to log in on this page. All right, let's go over to WooCommerce. Just bear with me just a bit here. I didn't set something up. Let's go WooCommerce, settings, so a little bonus material, settings, accounts, and privacy. We are going to enable login during checkout. There we go. Refresh. There we go. Yes, I want to log in. I am a returning customer. So we're going to go test, log in. That's good. Place the order. So at this point, we purchased that membership subscription product, and we now should be able to go to the front end of this site and see that text that was hidden from us before. So redeem. There we go. So I'm a member. I can see this. All right. So that satisfies what she wanted to do first. Hide sections of pages that contain instructions on how to redeem offers while keeping the page visible to the public. A little bit of bonus material here. You do not have to use Elementor for this if you don't want. Okay, so let's close a couple of these things. What you can do instead is if you create a page with just the block editor, the WordPress block editor, we'll call this redeem with block editor. Okay, what you can do here instead is use a shortcode. I'm not sure, they might actually have a block for this. Let me see. Yeah, right here, you can do member content. So choose that block. And then anything you place in between here is going to be hidden. So I'm going to choose, let's just do paragraph again. I want to hide this text. Okay. And then within that block over here on the right-hand side, you see member content, and you can choose which plan they have to purchase to get at this. And then you have other settings like delay access, restrict content message, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you don't have to use Elementor for this. All right, we can go view this on the front end as well. So I'm just going to copy this link. Okay, I'm in as the admin so I can see this text. And I'm just on a test site here. So the styling and everything is not going to look great. That's just the way it is. You have to style it up. That's where Elementor is really going to come into play to make it easier. But I just wanted to show you that this was possible. So now when I go to this page, I should not, because I have the membership, I should see the text. There we go. So we see it up here in the top left. If I was to log out, that text will go away. There we go. Now the text up here in the top left is gone. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to her second request, which is hide sections of offer listings that include instructions on how to redeem offers. Yes. Okay. So we're going to go listing types, and let's use the place listing type. Let's go to single page, content and tabs, profile, and let's add a shortcode block. You can add whatever you want here. Well, I shouldn't say whatever you want. Whatever. I use the shortcode fields for this, but you can also use the static code. But if you also use like text area, I don't think you're going to be able to do it. I think you need the shortcode block now that I'm thinking about it. Either that or the static block. So I would just use the shortcode block here. And I would put in, you could put redemption instructions. Okay, then there's a code. And you can get this code from the WooCommerce memberships documentation, but I'm just going to give it to you right here. You take that right there, and then you close it with this right here. Okay, now anything I put in between these, it's going to be hidden. I want to hide this from the public. Okay, just like that. So let's go to a listing on the front end for places. Oh, I happen to have one here, so let's go check it out. And right here, you see I am logged in as the admin, so I am going to be able to see those redemption instructions. If I go over to this listing while I'm logged out, let's pull that up right here. So I'm logged out of this site right now. Here we have the redemption instructions are hidden. If I sign in, we see those instructions are there. Okay. Now, a little bit of bonus material on this one. When I went into the listing type, I said to use this shortcode, these shortcodes to hide it. In the WooCommerce membership documentation, you can also restrict this for, like you could say, restrict based on a certain plan. Okay. So you can get really granular in how you want to, lock this stuff down. You can lock it down by plans. You can lock it down by time frames. There's all kinds of stuff. It's all in the documentation. But I believe that satisfies part 2 of her question. Hide sections of offer listings that include instructions on how to redeem offers. Okay. But the short story is anywhere you place these little short codes, whatever you put in the middle of them, it's going to be hidden. And you can experiment on what blocks you try to do that with. But yeah, I've done it with the shortcode block. Let's go on to number 3. Provide access to products in my store for users who purchase a subscription Okay, so let's go into the membership. We're going to go to the restrict products tab. So right here, and we're going to say, we're going to restrict for fun. Let's do this. Let's restrict the actual membership subscription right there. Okay. And then you have the options to hide it, make it accessible immediately, hide it, make it accessible over a specified amount of time, days, weeks, months, years, whatever. And then, or maybe you can do it after, also once it coincides with after a free trial. But we're going to go ahead and set it to immediately. Here you can set only members can view or only members can purchase. Okay. So I'm just going to update this. We'll go with the defaults. All right, so now when I look at my store on the front end, logged in as the admin, here is that membership product. We see that I can purchase it and I can view it. I can do whatever I want. Okay. Now let's go over to my other browser where I am also logged in currently. Let's go to the shop page. We can see that product right here. Okay, now when I log out, let's see what happens. I'm gonna refresh this page. I am logged out, so I should not have access to that. Let's go back over here. I think it's a caching issue. So let's go ahead and just clear all of our cache. All right, we are logged out. Let's go ahead and refresh our screen, our browser. There we go. So now we see that we can't purchase this. We can view it, kind of, but we can't really purchase it or anything like that. And then, like I said, if you come over here into those settings, let me close a couple screens here. In the membership, and we go to restrict products, we are saying only members can view the product. And again, there's the option only members can purchase it. So whatever you want to set up there, go ahead and set that up. But I think that satisfies number 3. Provide access to products in my store for users who purchase a specific subscription. Okay. So that's that. What else is there? Oh yeah, a little bit of bonus material. This is what I recommend you do anyway, is let's go to pages. I recommend creating a shop template. And the club has these available if you don't want to create one from scratch. Because by default, the MyListing shop page is very basic and limited. You can't do very much with it. So here's a template I have here. Let's just hypothetically say, let's actually add this product here. We add this one product and let's say we want to hide it. Okay. Again, now we have the ease of Elementor on our side. We can just click on that widget, go to advanced, membership visibility, and again, hide it this way if you want. Only show this to those with the membership. Okay. And then optionally, you can show restricted content messages and things of that nature if you want. While we're on that topic, let me also show you something I forgot to mention earlier. So if we go to our WooCommerce settings, there's going to be a tab here called memberships. If you click on that, you're going to get access to a number of other settings in here. Okay. General settings, some product settings, messages settings. You can edit messages based on the certain type of message, whether it's a blog post, a page restriction, content restriction, product discounts, and so on and so forth. Just wanted to draw your attention that that is possible. Okay, let's hit number 4 and wrap this up. Her last request was to make an entire page accessible only to listing subscribers. Okay, so it doesn't matter if they're a listing, whatever the subscription product or whatever the product is that grants access is what we're talking about. She's talking about listing subscribers. So again, that would be a listing subscription. It doesn't really matter what type of subscription. So the goal here is just let's make an entire page accessible only to members. So let's go back to our membership plan here. Let's go restrict content this time. Add new rule, page, and we're going to say the page is that redeem page. And we're saying only those with an active membership can view that redeem page. And I'm going to go ahead and clear the caches just to be sure here. And let's go to our other browser where we are currently not logged in. So when I go to this redeem page, we should not be able to see the content within it. Okay, and there we see this page is only available to members. All right, so if I was to log in, now we can see everything here. That message we saw before, it wasn't pretty. So you have to get in there and style it a bit. Okay, just that fair warning. So let's do that one more time. Go over here and you see this. So you'll have to style this just a bit to make it look pretty. But that's it in a nutshell. But also, as I mentioned before, if you go over to the WooCommerce settings, you have this memberships tab, and then that message that is displayed, you can do that right here. So messages, we are locking down content, or sorry, pages in this case, or it's also content, but pages. And this is the message that was displayed, and you can change that. All right. You can also change other things like, do you want to hide the content only? Do you want to hide it completely? Do you want to redirect to a page? So when this user hit this page, instead of showing this message, we could redirect them to a product that they need to purchase to see the content, for example. You might want to do that. That way it would get you around having to style this page. That is an option. Then you could fully build it out with Elementor, for example. So that's redirect the page. You can hide the page completely, but that's going to produce a 404. So probably not advisable there. But if you don't do the redirection, you have to style the page. If you do the redirection to like an Elementor-based page, or if you're good at designing with the WordPress block editor, redirect to that page and then upsell them on certain things or guide them through the process of what they need to do to get access to the data. But let's see here. Her number 4 request was make entire pages accessible only to members. So we satisfied that one as well. So, all right, I think in this video, we've covered it all. And yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, go out and check out WooCommerce memberships. It does have a pretty hefty price tag, but we have just barely scratched the surface of what this can do. And the idea is they're going to say, WooCommerce is going to tell you the amount of value that you could get back from monetizing your site with this plugin is going to more than pay for it. Okay. So when you see the price tag, just think about that and think about if it's worth all of that to you. So for me personally, and I use it with the MyListing Club, I use it with some other sites. I use it actually at the Influence WP project, which is a MyListing site, and it just more than pays for itself. So, yes, it is a little pricier than normal plugins, but I think it's worth it. If you are a MyListing Club client of mine and you want to try it out, just let me know and I'll get you a copy of the latest version, which will last you for quite some time. They don't update the plugin. It's a very mature product. It doesn't get major updates that often. So if you want to try it out, reach out to me and I'll get you a version of the latest copy. It won't be licensed, but you'll be able to use it, test it, see what you can do with it, and figure out ways to monetize. All right, catch you guys in the next video.